It all started the day I came back from what was supposed to be a dream vacation to solid weeks in Belize, beaches, fresh coconut water, zero notifications. Total peace. I'd finally unplugged after a brutal year juggling software releases, broken deadlines, and way too many caffeine-fueled all-nighters. That trip was my reward for surviving it all, and more than that, it was a sort of reset. See, while I was gone, something even bigger had happened. The renovation of my late aunt's Hominy new home had finally wrapped up. A two-story colonial on Willowbrook Lane, tucked in a sleepy neighborhood called Maple Oaks. Quiet, green, safe. Or so I thought. I pulled into the driveway, still half sunk into vacation mode, the scent of ocean salt still clinging to my hoodie. But the porch light was on. That was strange. I remembered double-checking all the switches before leaving. Then I noticed the blinds in the living room were drawn the wrong way. My pulse skipped. I brushed it off, figured maybe the contractor stopped by for last-minute touch-ups. Until I stepped inside. The smell hit me first. Stale pepperoni, dirty socks, and something unmistakably human-like. Someone had been living off gas station snacks and cheap deodorant for days. My heart dropped. I walked into the living room and saw the crime scene. My brand-new leather sectional had grease stains. Empty chip bags were scattered everywhere. Someone had raided my pantry. But the crown jewel? Some random dude, early 20s, pudgy, unshaven, slouched on my couch, playing Call of Duty on my 75-inch OLED like he paid the mortgage. I just stood there, frozen, suitcase slipping from my hand. He didn't even flinch, just let out a "get wrecked, noob" through his headset. I cleared my throat. Nothing. I said, "Excuse me," still nothing. I had to shout, full-on drill sergeant style, before he finally yanked off his headset and turned to look at me. And then this smug, greasy grin spreads across his face. "Oh hey," he says, like I'm the intruder. "You must be the guy who owns the place. My mom said you wouldn't be back for a while." I blinked. "Your mom?" "Yeah," he says, stretching like he just woke up from a nap. Tina Bosworth. She said her friend used to live here and said it was cool if I crashed." "Cool if you what?" I was practically vibrating with disbelief. He shrugs. "You weren't here. Empty house." I figured, why not? Why not? That was the moment the blood pressure spike kicked in. I told him to pack his things and get the hell out, now. And what did he do? He laughed. "Nah, man. Got a good save point going. Plus, my dad's a cop. He'll handle it if there's any trouble." That's when it clicked. This wasn't just some idiot. This was a squatter with backup. His name, apparently, was Kyle Bosworth, but everyone called him Bobo. I didn't ask why. The moment I told him I'd be calling the cops myself, he smirked again and whipped out his phone. "Sure thing, boss," he said, tapping the screen. "Hey, Dad." "Yeah, he's here. Acting aggressive. Says I gotta leave. Come quick." I could hear the sirens before I could finish hyperventilating. Officer Brent Bosworth arrived 10 minutes later. Tall, mean-looking, jaw like a bulldozer. Didn't not just barged in, scanned the living room, and made a beeline for his son. "You all right, son?" he barked. "Yeah," Bobo said, voice trembling with fake fear. He just busted in, started yelling, threatening me. Bosworth's eyes snapped to me. Cold. Hard. Like he'd already decided the villain in this story. "Sir, I'm gonna need you to step back. This is my house," I said, waving my ID, mortgage papers, everything short of the deed carved into stone. But he didn't care. "Documentation can be faked," he muttered. "This looks like trespassing to me. Aggressive behavior. For everyone's safety, we'll need to sort this out downtown." "Are you arresting me? For entering my own home?" "That's enough," he growled, and then, with no warning, spun me around and cuffed me right there. His partner, some younger guy named Rogers, just watched in silence, eyes darting like he wanted to disappear. I got marched out of my house like a criminal. Neighbors peeked from behind curtains. Bobo gave me a little wave from the couch, smiling. That's when the humiliation turned to rage. They booked me, fingerprinted me, tossed me into a holding cell like I was dangerous. My phone call went to my cousin Trey, a legal assistant with a sharp mind and zero tolerance for BS. "Tell me everything," he said. So I did. Every grimy detail. Trey didn't even hesitate. "I'm calling Layla Monroe," he said. "Best civil rights attorney in the county. She's gonna eat these people alive." And oh, she did. Layla showed up like a storm in heels. Fiery red hair, sharper tongue. "We're filing a formal complaint," she said. "This is wrongful arrest, abuse of power, illegal detainment. And we're suing." I got released. We went back to the house team, Trey, and a locksmith. And guess who was on the porch, yelling into her phone like she ran the whole neighborhood? A woman in a pink velour tracksuit, platinum blonde hair teased into a halo of audacity. That, my friends, was Tina Bosworth, the Queen Karen herself. Yes, I told Kyle he could stay, she was saying. The house looked abandoned. That man? He's probably squatting. The second she saw us, her eyes narrowed. You again. Who are you people? I'm Elijah Monroe, I said. The owner of this property. And your son is leaving today. She scoffed, loud enough to scare the birds. Owner according to who? My Kyle was told this place was vacant. He needed somewhere to go. You can't just kick him out. Trey stepped in. Actually, we can. And we will. You're trespassing. Your son's a squatter. And the only thing keeping you out of jail is that we haven't called the state police yet. But Tina wasn't backing down. We have rights. Squatters' rights. You've been here one day, I said. That's not rights, that's loitering with extra steps. Things were heating up when the locksmith finally showed. Big guy, arms like tree trunks. I'm here for a lockout on Willowbrook. Yep, I said. Change everything. High security. You can't do this. Tina screeched. I'm calling Brent. Go ahead, I smiled. Tell him his wife just got caught aiding in a break-in. And tell him Layla Monroe is prepping a lawsuit that'll make the evening news. She paused only for a second, but it was enough. Her eyes darted. Her son, still barefoot on the porch, muttered, Mom, can we get tacos or something? It was so absurd I almost laughed. In the end, she dragged him out, swearing vengeance and HOA complaints and even muttering something about her garden club. But they left. I thought it was over. It wasn't. The retaliation started the next week. First, my tires got slashed. All four. No note. No witnesses. Then came the HOA letters to Tallgrass, noisy air conditioning unit, mailbox allegedly too modern. The mailbox was original to the house. 30 years old. Next, the traffic stops. Always Officer Bosworth. Once for a cracked taillight that wasn't cracked. Another time for rolling a stop sign I know I came to a full halt at. He'd draw it out, make comments like, still feel at home in this neighborhood. Or just keeping an eye on things. Then he pulled over my sister. She called me crying. He asked me if I was bringing trouble to town, she said. Elijah, my kids were in the car. That broke something in me. This wasn't harassment anymore. This was a campaign. Layla said we needed hard evidence. Not just bias. Not just intimidation. Proof. So we set a trap. Trey knew a retired teacher, Mr. Carter, who owned some rental properties. He agreed to help. We wired up his house with cameras and audio and had him start some unpermitted renovations. Sure enough, Bosworth showed up. Problems like this, he told Mr. Carter, they go away. If you use the right contractor. He handed over a name, Bobo. My boy runs a company, Bosworth Builders. We had it on tape. Layla nearly kissed the monitor. That's extortion. That's abuse of authority. That's career ending. We let the bait play out. Bobo came by, gave a wildly inflated quote, demanded half in cash, even brought Tina along for sales support. The footage was gold, like watching a low-budget mob movie unfold in real time. We compiled everything, filed complaints with the state. Layla leaked redacted details to the press. A week later, the chief of police suspended Officer Brent Bosworth. The DA opened an investigation. And then came the arrests. Brent, Tina, Bobo, all three charged with conspiracy to commit extortion, abuse of power, illegal detainment. Tina got probation and hefty fines. Bobo, well, he cried in court, claimed he just wanted to help. Got slapped with community service and mandatory job training. Brent got jail time. 3 years. No pension. Career dead. The neighborhood changed after that. People started making eye contact again. Some apologized. Others avoided me altogether. But I didn't care. I'd won. Not just my house back, but the right to live there without fear. And to anyone listening, let me tell you this. When injustice feels overwhelming, document everything. Find your allies. Fight back smart. Loud. Legally. Relentlessly. You never know what monsters are hiding behind badges and fake smiles until you shine a light on them. So tell me, have you ever seen power abused like this? Have you ever stood up to it? Let me know in the comments. Let's talk about it. And if you believe in holding bad people accountable, share this. Because the best payback is truth. And sometimes, a hidden camera doesn't just protect your home. It takes down an empire. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay sharp, and don't let the Karens win.